You can call her Mayhem or Mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Mayday Mayhaim podcast. I am your host, Mayday Mayhaim. And today, I'm coming back with an update on a case that I covered in 2022. If you don't know, you can also go back to my Mayday Mayhaim page. That's everywhere on Spotify. And go ahead and check it out. It's also on YouTube. Her name was Charisma Ehresman. Now, if you don't remember this story, I'm going to remind you. Give you a little playback on it. Now, Charisma was a nursing student that lived in Forest View, Illinois, which is very close to Berwyn. She went to Morton High School and did graduate. And again, she was going to school. She was 20. I apologize. She was going to school to be a nurse, 20 in 2022. She had graduated from Morton. And the reason I remember her case so specifically, y'all know sometimes my tongue don't be talking right. Y'all know how it be. But she was literally missing. And I remember this so well because it snowed that Sunday night. And I'm a parent. As you know, I have 4 children. And at that time, like 3 of my kids had to go to school. 2. I know at least 2 of them had to go to school. So I'm making sure that they're getting off to school. But we go outside Monday morning, it snowed everywhere. And I'm like, when did it snow? And it was literally so much snow that I had to halfway put one of my children on the bus and walk the other one to her school because all the parents and people on the block, we had to dig out our cars. That's literally how much snow came down that Sunday night, and we woke up that Monday morning. And also, the reason I remember this because, like most people in America, I have a Ring doorbell. I am guilty of technology. But the Ring doorbell had put up a post saying that, if you've seen this young lady, contact, 911. And she looked it so familiar. And I asked my daughter, which is the same age, which actually graduated the same year as she did from the same school. I'm like, do you know her? She said, I've seen her around school a couple of times. She's a nice girl. I'm like, well, they say she's missing. Do you know her well enough like that? She's like, no, I don't know her well enough like that. But, I've seen her in school. She's a nice girl. I'm like, well, hopefully they find her. And, it's just a misunderstanding. You know how I'm one of those parents that's thinking like, you didn't come home at your specific time, you're somewhere in a ditch. I'm one of those parents. So I'm constantly thinking, where is my kid if you're supposed to be at a certain time? Again, these are her parents concerned. She stays with them. And, of course, it snowed that night. So, of course, they're concerned about their daughter. So, have you seen her? They even put out it was a video surveillance of her car. Now, I'm from Berwyn. Well, I live in Berwyn. And you have to understand the way the streets are in Berwyn. Berwyn, Stickney, and Forest View are like 1, 2, 3. They're literally a second apart. You can cross the street and be in each place. Now, keep that in mind. Now, when she was driving, there was a point where surveillance showed her either taking a left or right. And I'm like, if she takes that right, like, she's going to be going on expressway. And expressways, was bad if it was snowing that hard. I'm like, if she took that left or that opposite direction, then she's still in town somewhere. Maybe they'll find her car. Maybe she's stranded. It snowed, of course. So as days went on to that Wednesday, her parents started pinging her phone. Of course, we ping our phones. This is not only technology, but it's also a lifesaver. So parents started pinging the phone, and it appeared up near Oak Park. Again, you have to understand the territory. Berwyn, Forest View, Stickney, Oak Park, Chicago, the Austin area, all of those places are literally right next to each other. And also Cicero. Like, all those little places are bunched up together. Like, within, again, crossing streets, you can be in these areas. The phone pinged in Oak Park. Of course, the parents go driving up and down that area just to see if they see her car. Because also Charisma drove a red car. She had red, beautiful hair, as you can see in the pictures. And, so red was her favorite color. So they're looking for her small red car, which they don't see where her phone is pinging at. At this time, they did not know that Charisma had a boyfriend. There was numerous stories put out that, she didn't have a boyfriend. Well, of course she didn't, because the parents didn't know. That's why it's always important, no matter who you're talking to, whatever, you need to let someone know, especially your parents. So apparently she was talking to a guy or whatever, but they still didn't know. It was still up in the air. Now, let me remind y'all again, it snowed. It snowed so bad we had to shovel our cars out. It snowed really bad. It did not start defrosting with the snow with places that were not plowed or anything until like Friday. And that's when the discovery happened. Charisma's car was found in the Austin area, which is very close to Oak Park. Again, her car was found in the Austin area. And unfortunately, she was also found inside of the car, deceased. So people started rewinding back. Where was she last seen? What was going on? That's why we was able to get the surveillance, seeing whether she turned left or right. Did she stay in town, or did she hit that expressway? And everything points to she stayed in town, inside of the perimeter, not to hit that expressway. So then they went back to where that phone was pinging at, and it ringed and pinged to a man's address. His name is Richard Chavez. Unfortunately, that was the man, allegedly, that has been said that she was seeing that no one knew about. And he was the last person that was with her. Now, when the authorities finally did really catch up to him, which was just maybe a couple of days later, because again of surveillance, and of course also where the car was placed. Now, it's interesting where Chavez placed her car. He placed it in a predominantly black neighborhood, so it would make it look like someone else did these things to her. He literally took her car there, sat it there, and literally had to call his brother to come pick him up like a block away because it was snowing so bad. That's how bad it was snowing out there. So he put her in an area where also it's a lot of elderly people. It's community centers and churches in this area. That means they have a lot of security cameras. They can see a lot. Just like I'm a regular commoner, I have Ring camera. They do too. So his steps, Richard Chavez's steps, were picked up, and he was finally caught. Now, when he was caught, he had changed his looks, and allegedly he had also had his passport ready, allegedly, bags packed, and he was about to flee the country until he was caught. Now, once he was caught, he was also, he had been in trouble for a DUI in Riverside. Again, Riverside is right next to Berwyn. It's right there. It's literally right there. So he was already in trouble. So here's the part that I do not agree with. Richard Chavez was found guilty for the unaliving of Charisma Ehresman. Now, with that being said, he took a plea deal, and the plea deal gives him 27 years in prison. Now, I don't agree with my tax money paying for him, because every time, like I bought me some chapstick, it's candy cane season. My tax dollars is going to pay for him for the rest of his life. He's still going to eat. He's still going to have room. He's still going to have board. But he, for no reason whatsoever, took the life of Charisma. And he was only sentenced to 27 years. And the parents agree. I agree with the parents when saying that justice was not served. They don't get to see their child anymore. And it was heinous and it was unnecessary. We, the public and the parents, don't even know why he did this to her. We don't know why. Because he doesn't have to say now because he took a plea deal. And I think the justice system is so flawed in a way that he should not have been able to take a plea deal. He should not have been able to do this. For one, he was about to allegedly flee the country. You literally took someone's life that didn't need to be taken for no reason. Tried to hide and disguise the scene somewhere else and tried to flee. But you get 27 years. Now, he'll be old enough to get out of jail. 27 years, that's it. That's it. Where's the justice in that? Now, I hear that life behind prison is bad. I don't know. I've only been detained for tearing up some Dollar Trees. Y'all know the story. Don't worry about it. You've heard it 1,000 times. But from what I'm hearing, that it may not be nice for jail for him. It may not be nice. So that's the update that I wanted to give you on Charisma Ehresman. I have been following the case since the beginning, and again, my heart and my compassion goes out to the family. No, I don't believe justice was served. Yes, our justice system is flawed because there's no way he should have been able to even have a plea deal on the table. This happened in 2022. We are at the end of 2025. This happened like January 18th of 2022, the beginning, and we're at the end of 2025. And he only gets 27 years. Let's not forget, he's been locked up for that whole time. So I'm pretty sure that time that he's been locked up is going to go with the time. So he'll have almost 3 years time served. So again, where's the justice? He will be able to get out, live a life, do whatever he wants to do because he will still be young enough to get out of jail. And now the parents are left with unknown answers, the grief of losing a child for no reason and not even knowing the reason why. So, yes, our justice system needs a little rehabilitation, really, especially in Illinois. I've been saying that for the longest. We really do. But, again, my heart and my condolences go out to the Ehresman family. Charisma was a beautiful young lady. No, she is a beautiful young lady. And I truly believe she would have made this world a better place. She would have been a small slice to make the world a better place, that light that helps. And now Chavez just gets 27 years. And I'm pretty sure what he's done with time served. So, no, I'm not happy with the verdict. I was hoping for life, something like that, where he could never get out, or maybe 89 years or something where he could never walk again, but right now he can actually get out. So, again, our justice system is flawed. It needs some rehabilitations, and this is not justice. I agree with the family. This is not justice. You took a life for no reason, so it's not right. But this next story that we're going to talk about, it might make you feel a little bit better. It's not going to make you feel better, but it might give you a little, that was a little bit justice served. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Ian Watkins. Yes, Ian Watkins, he was a Welsh singer and songwriter, and he has been convicted of PDF filing. real bad, in the point to where he had two women that he was messing with allegedly in the court's records that say that these two women that they was offering their kids to him. Yeah, yeah, it gets real sick. Um, Now he was convicted. He was convicted in 2000. Let's find out, because he's just another schmear that it was weird. He was convicted in like 2015 for this crime. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I be moving slow. Stop playing with me. Disgraced Lost Prophets singer Ian Watkins died after being stabbed in the neck in an alleged prison attack. This happened October the 11th. Now, again, he was giving 29 years. Again, even over in other countries, the justice system is so flawed. Now, he was giving 29 years jail sentence for ILD X offenses, including attempted touching of an infant. That's what we're going to say. Okay. In the inquest opened earlier at Wakefield Coroner's Court was adjourned pending the completion of an associated murder trial. Wow. Two men have been charged with connection in Watkins' death, while two other men aged 23 and 39 arrested early this week on suspicion of conspiracy to murder. Their return to prison inquiries continue. So they was going to get him anyway. Now it's alleged that about 2023 he was stabbed in prison and he was taken to the hospital, and they kind of had him like held up for like 6 hours allegedly. But this time they got him. I'm just saying they got him. And allegedly they almost decapitated my boy. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. Like, again, 29 years for doing very heinous acts and also having women to have their children. I could never understand that. I don't. And I'm a mother of 4 girls. And I'm even totally against like a 30, 40-year-old man trying to get with my 23-year-old. Like, what you need with a 23-year-old? Like, that's a little bit too young for you, my boy. Like, all my kids that are able to date little boyfriends and stuff like that, they're their same age. Like, I don't play all that. No, like, no. And when they were younger, I never had any men around them other than their fathers. So I could never understand how a woman can just give up her child in that manner. But allegedly he had 2 of them that was in that inquiry also. And I don't know why they didn't get as much time. They should have got some time too. But it was literally so much PDF filing that the file was so big that the UK couldn't even compile it. Like, you don't understand. It was like so big that it would take a while. That's how much stuff he had on something like this, with things that don't need to be in your head, because that's sick and that ain't cool. But that's what he had in this thing. Don't you have nothing in your thing like that? That's not, you don't do that. That's wrong. But they literally got him this time, and his cause of death was stabbed to the neck. Now, again, he was stabbed before and they didn't do nothing, but this time they did. And I can say that taxpayers don't have to pay for Ian Watkins to eat, sleep, and be lovely in jail anymore. Again, I am one of those rare people that do agree with the death penalty to a certain extent. I think, of course, it needs to go by case. Of course, some people are found innocent of crimes that they did not commit. Absolutely. Do I believe everyone should get the death penalty? No, of course not. But when you have cases like this, and you have cases like Chavez, that these people were so profound at what they was doing that they got such a minimal time in jail, but they literally can get out and possibly do the same thing or worse. Because allegedly while you in jail, I don't know, again, county lockup as far as I've been, you learn things that, other criminals can teach you up in that as bad. So what makes you think that they're going to come out better than what they was, and when they went in, they was already screwed up in the head? Help me understand that one. Y'all can tell me in the comments below. But it's a slippery slope. But in certain cases like this, yes, you have all the proof. You have there's without a shadow of a doubt, Ian Watkins has so much stuff in this thing that it would take a crane to lift it up, and the crane would probably break. That's how much stuff he had in his thing, in his computer, that he should not be viewing, really. And he only gets 29 years. So that means he has 29 years to learn and grow on how to do it better and not get caught. Because he would still be young enough to get out. We in a time where we living to be like 110 years old. I'm shooting for 120. Don't quote me on that, but I'm shooting for 120 years. I'm shooting for that. But again, Chavez, 27 years. Again, he's young enough to get out and possibly do something more heinous. And the way he calculated his crime, again, especially with Chavez, that one's just getting me. That crime was so calculated that could he have done this before? Allegedly, could it be possibly other women that have come up missing and found in other locations and don't know what that location is or how they got there, and he could possibly have done it because my boy had his passport ready, cut his hair, had his bags packed, and was trying to leave. So that means, have you done this before and you just trying to leave until everything settled down, and then you come back and be like, oh, I wasn't here, I was in Mexico, or I was in Virginia, or I was in Canada? Is that what we doing here? Again, do I believe anyone should get the death penalty for driving into a building, DUI, don't touch nobody? No. But that's a DUI. He didn't kill anyone. He didn't hurt anyone, other than himself. Do not give him a car. Do not give him a driver's license. It's simple. But if you maim and hurt someone intentionally, that's the thing. These things that happened were intentional. Charisma's death was intentional. It could have been prevented by him not doing it. It's a thing of right and wrong. Do you hurt people? No. Do you not want to be bothered with people? Just leave them alone? Going on about your business? Yes, it's not that hard. So that's my stance. It's sad that I'm still shocked 27 years. So, and Ian Watkins, we'll see how hot it is down there, because it's a special place for people that do them things. You just don't. It's just terrible. I'm going to end this podcast for today, and I'm going to end it the way I always end my podcast. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. Make sure you do better today than you did tomorrow, and strive for a better tomorrow today. I'll see y'all next time. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
You can call her Mayhem or Mayday. Talk shit, she at your head. I ain't talking bald face. She don't fuck with baby daddies, fucking up the feng shui. Taking care of 4 kids, Sunday to Sunday.